Uh-oh, you have that dreaded check engine light. I'm going to help you figure out what it is today and how to repair that. So you have the dreaded check engine light. Well, it's not that difficult. Let me show you what we'll do here. First, we take our handy dandy code reader, and if you don't have one of these, you can borrow one at an O'Reilly's, at an Apple store. Most of those places will have one. And let me show you right here. In my 2007 Ford Explorer Sport Trac, right down here, and right here is where the port is. And so you take this plug and you plug it in. Let me see if I can get it in one-handed. There we go. And as soon as I plug it in, my code reader starts working. Take the key, you start the vehicle, and there's your code or your check engine light right there. It says diagnose. It's finished. Read codes, current DTCs, and there's your code, P0193, fuel rail pressure sensor, A, circuit high. Let's go ahead and stop the engine. My hood's already raised. Let me show you where that is. That's located right here. That's this part. Let me back away where you can see. This is a 4.6 V8. It's on the driver's side fuel rail. There's a fuel rail right over here on the passenger side, and there's a fuel rail right over here on the driver's side. Some people call this a fuel pressure regulator. That is not the regulator. That is the fuel pressure sensor. And you need a few little simple tools to remove this. You need an 8mm or a 5/16 socket. 5/16 fits it better. You're going to have to remove this vacuum line. You're going to have to unplug this electrical plug. There might be some pressure, by the way, on the fuel rail, and so you'll want a cloth or some paper towels to clean up, because a little fuel may spill out whenever you do this. But it's a very simple fix. Here's what you need. You need a ratchet, an extension, as I said, that 5/16 socket, your cloth, and here's the part, the standard ignition FP5. And that's it. One electrical plug, one vacuum hose. Notice the sensor down here, and it has an O-ring, a rubber O-ring, and that is where the pressure is going to be. That keeps the fuel from squirting out whenever you turn on the vehicle. That also can allow a little fuel to squirt out whenever we remove the part. So let's get to removing the part. Okay, see if I can do this one-handed. Now, you can either unplug the electrical outlet first or remove the part and then unplug it. I find it's easier to remove the part, remove the vacuum hose, then unplug the electrical line. It's a little easier, in my opinion, to do it that way. So here we go. Back those out of the way. Broke them loose. I can take them off my fingers. Be careful not to lose your screws. There is a washer on each of those. By the way, you can pick up this part at your local automotive store. You do not have to have a standard ignition replacement part like that. It took a little effort there to break that loose. There we go. You pull it right off like that. Be careful. These can be old and fragile, and you can break these little plastic parts right here if you're not careful. Now, in anticipation of this, I don't know if it's going to do this or not. I'm going to back it up. Get my cloth here. I'm going to expect it to squirt a little fluid. It might not. Well, look, it didn't. But you see how that dirty that is? Need to take that cloth and clean that off. See there? It needs to be nice and clean like that. Next, you press down on this little tab right here to release this electrical plug from the sensor. And that's how you do it, right there. And there's the bad sensor. Here's the new one. Slide it right in there till it snaps. Notice your O-ring. You put it right down there. Gently slide it in. Push. Takes a little work. There you go. Take your screws. Put them back on. You reverse the process. Tighten them down. Don't break the lugs off. Just gently snug it down. You don't have to get really rough because the O-ring is holding the pressure and doing the work. So you just need to keep it from vibrating off. Set that aside. Ease on your vacuum tube. Let's start the engine again and see what happens. Okay, the check engine light is still on. And it will be until you actually, I don't have my seatbelt on, so the little man's going to be there. But it's going to be on until you actually clear the code. Now then, I go back. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to erase my code. It tells me clear and reset emission related diagnostic information. Are you sure? And I'll say yes. And it says turn engine ignition on with engine off. So turn engine off, turn the ignition on, put the engine off, and then press any key. And it says the information has been cleared. Okay. So I go back, start the engine again, and my check engine light is gone. Well, there you go. Those repairs are something simple that you can even do yourself in your own driveway at home like I've done. If you have any questions, please leave them below in the comment section. I'll list the parts and the tools that I needed down in the description Thanks a million for watching our channel. God bless you and have a great day.